The silence was louder than the explosions. Just a moment ago, the arena was full of noise. There was the sound of rocks breaking and lightning crashing and people shouting. But now, there was only the sound of the wind blowing through the empty void. The 9 warriors stood on the white stone floor. They were all looking at the same spot. It was the spot where Naruto Uzumaki had been standing just a few seconds ago. Now there was nothing there, just empty air. Monkey D. Luffy was the first one to move. He scrambled over to the edge of the broken floor. He lay down on his stomach and looked over the edge. His hat almost fell off his head, but he caught it. He stretched his neck down into the darkness. His neck went down for a mile. He looked left and right. Naruto Luffy screamed. His voice echoed in the darkness. "Hey ninja guy, where are you? Stop hiding." There was no answer. The darkness was thick and heavy. It felt like looking into the mouth of a giant monster. Luffy pulled his head back up. His neck snapped back to normal. He stood up slowly. His white hair from his Gear 5 transformation was waving in the wind, but he was not laughing anymore. Usually, when Luffy was in Gear 5, he could not stop laughing. His heart beat like a drum, and everything was funny to him. But now his face was serious. The smile was gone. "He is gone," Goku said. Goku walked up behind Luffy. He put a hand on Luffy's shoulder. Goku looked sad too. He respected Naruto. He felt a connection to him because they were both fighters who protected their worlds. "I cannot sense his energy anymore," Goku said quietly. "It is like a light bulb that just got turned off. He did not die. If he died, I would feel his spirit fading away. This is different. He just vanished." Satoru Gojo walked over to them. He lifted his blindfold up just a little bit to look at the void. His blue eyes sparkled with curiosity, but also worry. "He fell out of the boundary," Gojo said. "This space we are in is not a normal world. It is a pocket dimension. If you fall out of the pocket, you do not land anywhere. You just keep falling forever, or you go somewhere else entirely." Suddenly the sky rumbled. The giant voice of the judge boomed down on them. It was so loud that the ground vibrated under their feet. "Do not mourn the fallen," the judge said. "This is a tournament of survival. The weak fall and the strong remain. The ninja failed to adapt to the gravity shift. That is his fault." Luffy looked up at the sky. His eyes turned red. Steam started to come out of his mouth. He clenched his fist so hard that his knuckles turned white. "He was not weak," Luffy shouted at the sky. "He was my friend. Bring him back." The judge laughed. It was a cruel metallic sound. "No," the judge said. "Focus on your own survival. The game continues." Luffy did not like that answer. He bent his knees. The ground turned to rubber under his feet. He compressed his legs like a giant spring. "Gum Gum," Luffy yelled. "Rocket!" He launched himself into the sky. He flew straight up towards the voice. He wanted to punch the sky. He wanted to punch the judge. He flew higher and higher. He passed the clouds. "I will make you bring him back," Luffy screamed. He pulled his giant fist back. He made his fist the size of an island. It was massive. It cast a shadow over the entire arena. Suddenly, a bolt of purple lightning shot out of the grey sky. It hit Luffy right in the chest. Zap! It was not normal lightning. It was judgment lightning. Luffy stopped moving. His eyes rolled back in his head. The giant fist shrank back to normal size. He fell out of the sky like a stone. Luffy Goku shouted. Goku flew up and caught Luffy before he hit the ground. He landed softly. Luffy was smoking. He was unconscious. His white hair faded back to black. He had been knocked out of his Gear 5 form. "He is alive," Goku said, checking Luffy's heart. But that lightning was strong. It almost stopped his heart. Ainz Ooal Gown watched from the other side of the arena. He was shaking. His skeleton bones were rattling against each other. This is impossible, Ainz thought. That rubber boy is immune to lightning. In his world, electricity does not hurt him because he is rubber. But that purple lightning hurt him. That means the judge can bypass our immunities. This is very bad. My resistance to fire and ice might not work here either. Rimuru Tempest stood next to Ainz. Rimuru looked calm, but his mind was racing. He was talking to his great sage skill inside his head. Raphael analyzed that lightning, Rimuru thought. Answer the voice in his head said. The lightning contains divine energy. It ignores physical laws. It attacks the soul directly. Recommendation, avoid getting hit at all costs. Rimuru nodded. Okay, Rimuru whispered to Ainz. Do not attack the sky. It traps us here, but it is also a weapon. We have to win the game to get out. While the surface was chaotic, something else was happening deep underground. Song Jin-woo was falling. He was falling into the deep pit in the center of the arena. It was dark, but his eyes could see in the dark. He saw the glowing white core at the bottom of the pit. It looked like a small sun, but between him and the sun was a monster. It was the guardian golem. It was made of pure white energy. It had no face. It only had giant arms and a thick chest. It had grabbed Jin-woo in its hand and was squeezing him. Jin-woo felt his ribs bending. The pressure was immense. I need to break free, Jin-woo thought. He tried to summon his shadows. Come forth, Jin-woo yelled. But nothing happened. The white light from the golem was too bright. Shadows cannot exist in pure light. The light was burning his shadows away before they could form. I see, Jin-woo thought. This guardian is the perfect counter to me. He uses light to cancel my darkness. I cannot use my army here. I have to fight alone. Jin-woo closed his eyes. He focused on his own strength. He was not just a commander. He was a hunter. He had leveled up his strength stat to the max. He opened his eyes. They glowed with a terrifying purple light. Dominator's touch, Jin-woo whispered. An invisible hand grabbed the golem's finger. Jin-woo pushed with his mind. He pushed with all his willpower. Crack. The golem's finger, made of light, shattered like glass. Jin-woo slipped out of the grip. He fell through the air and landed on the golem's shoulder. He pulled out his daggers. They were the Demon King daggers. They were black and sharp. Repeated slash, Jin-woo shouted. He stabbed the golem 100 times in 1 second. He moved like a blur. Sparks of light flew everywhere. The golem roared. It was a sound like twisting metal. The golem tried to swat him like a fly. Jin-woo jumped off the shoulder and ran down the golem's arm. He ran straight towards the golem's chest. He could see a rune glowing there. It was the power source. If I break that, I break the golem, Jin-woo thought. He jumped high in the air. He spun his body like a drill. He aimed both daggers at the rune. Critical hit. The dagger sank deep into the rune. The golem froze. The white light turned red. Then it exploded. Boom! Jin-woo was thrown back by the explosion. He hit the wall of the pit. He slid down and landed on a ledge near the bottom. He looked down. The glowing white core of the arena was right there. It was humming. It was pulsating. Jin-woo walked close to it. He touched it with his hand. System analyze, Jin-woo said. A blue window appeared in front of his eyes. Item name, the Apex Core. Description. This core regulates the stats of all fighters in the arena. It enforces the law of balance. Status active. Jin-woo smiled. So this is the machine that makes us equal, Jin-woo said. If I destroy this, the equalization rule will break. And if the rules break, then I get my full power back. And if I get my full power back, I can crush everyone. Jinwoo raised his dagger. He was about to stab the core. Warning. The judge voice said inside his head, "Do not touch that." Jinwoo froze. "You are cheating," the judge said. "That is property of the arena." Suddenly, the shadows around Jinwoo turned against him. They wrapped around his ankles and pulled him down. What Jinwoo yelled, "I control the shadows. You cannot use them against me." "I control everything," the judge said. The shadows pulled Jinwoo into the wall. He was swallowed by the darkness. He disappeared from the pit. Back on the surface, the remaining warriors were regrouping. Goku had laid Luffy down on a flat rock. Luffy was breathing steadily now, but he was still asleep. Anos Voldigoad watched them with boredom. He smoothed out his school uniform. He looked at Ainz' wool gown. "Hey, skeleton," Anos said. Ainz jumped. He was startled. "Yes," Ainz said, trying to sound kingly. "You are a magic caster," Anos said. "I saw your spell earlier. The black hole. It was decent magic for a lower life form." Ainz felt insulted, but also scared. A 9th tier spell was considered god-level magic in his world. This guy called it decent. "I'm the sorcerer king," Ainz said. "My magic is supreme." Anos chuckled. He walked closer to Ainz. Rimuru stepped in between them. Rimuru had his hand on the hilt of his katana sword. "Back off," Rimuru said. "We are in an alliance. If you attack him, you attack me too." Anos looked at Rimuru. He looked at the blue hair and the golden eyes. "A slime," Anos said. "A slime that evolved into a demon lord. Interesting. You have a lot of magic power stored in your stomach. But you are both too cautious. You rely on tricks and traps." Anos spread his arms wide. "True power does not need traps," Anos said. "True power destroys the destination so the enemy has nowhere to go." Anos pointed his finger at them. "Let me show you a real spell," Anos said. A magic circle appeared in front of Anos. It was complex. It had layers and layers of geometric shapes. It was glowing red. "Just," Anos whispered. A bolt of black lightning shot out of the circle. It was not aimed at them. It was aimed at the ground between them. The lightning hit the white stone. It did not explode. Instead, it spread out like a disease. The white stone turned black. The blackness spread rapidly. It moved towards Ainz and Rimuru. Rimuru reacted fast. Beelzebub Rimuru shouted. He held out his hand. A vortex of wind and magic appeared in his palm. He tried to eat the black magic. His skill, Beelzebub, could consume almost anything. The black magic was sucked into Rimuru's hand. But Rimuru grimaced. "It tastes terrible," Rimuru said. "It feels like eating rotten fire." Rimuru managed to eat the spell, but he fell to his knees. He felt sick. The magic was chaotic. It was messing up his insides. "Are you okay?" Rimuru Ainz asked. "I am fine," Rimuru groaned. "But that guy is crazy. His magic is dense. It is heavy. Do not let him hit you directly." Saitama was standing nearby watching the whole thing. He looked confused. "Why are they shouting weird words?" Saitama asked. "Can we just punch each other now?" Saitama walked up to Anos. "Hey, school kid," Saitama said. "You seem strong. Do you want to spar?" Anos looked at Saitama. He remembered that his destruction magic did not work on him earlier. "You again," Anos said. "You are an anomaly." "Very well. I will fight you with physical strength this time." Anos rolled up his sleeves. "Do not disappoint me," Anos said. Saitama smiled. It was a rare smile. He finally had someone who wanted to fight. "Okay, here I come," Saitama said. Saitama did not dash. He just stepped forward and threw a punch. It was a normal punch. Anos caught the punch with his bare hand. Smack. The ground cracked for a mile around them. The shockwave blew Ainz's hat off. It pushed Goku back a few feet. Anos held Saitama's fist. His hand was shaking slightly, but he was holding it. Not bad, Anos said. That was heavy. Saitama looked surprised. Oh, Saitama said. You caught it. Usually people explode. Anos squeezed Saitama's fist. I told you, Anos said. I am the demon king of tyranny. I do not explode. Anos pulled Saitama towards him and kneed him in the stomach. Bam! Saitama flew backward. He crashed through 3 pillars of white stone. He hit the edge of the arena and fell into the void. Saitama Goku yelled. But a second later, Saitama jumped back up from the void. He landed on the edge. He dusted off his yellow suit. There was a dirty mark on his stomach, but he was not hurt. That actually hurt a little bit, Saitama said. He looked happy. This is getting fun. Suddenly, the arena began to shake again. It was not the gravity this time. The walls of the arena started to move. The white floor began to rise up. Walls shot up from the ground. A ceiling appeared. The arena was transforming. It was turning into a maze. Welcome to the labyrinth, the judge announced. The open battlefield was gone. Now the warriors were separated by high walls. The maze was huge. The corridors were narrow. You must find the exit, the judge said. The maze is full of mirrors, but these are not normal mirrors. Goku looked around. He was separated from Luffy. He was alone in a long white hallway. Luffy Goku called out, "Can you hear me?" There was no answer. The walls were thick. They blocked sound and energy sensing. Goku walked down the hallway. He turned a corner. At the end of the hall, there was a large mirror. It was framed in gold. Goku walked up to it. He saw his reflection, but the reflection was not moving. The reflection was smiling, but Goku was not. "Hey," Goku said to the mirror, "stop copying me." The reflection spoke. "I am not copying you. I am you." The Goku in the mirror stepped out of the glass. He looked exactly like Goku, but his eyes were black, pure black, no white parts. "Who are you?" Goku asked, dropping into a fighting stance. "I am your shadow self," the mirror Goku said. "I am all the times you failed. I am the time you let Raditz take Gohan. I am the time you let Cell recover. I am the time you let Buu destroy the earth." Mirror Goku transformed. He went straight to Super Saiyan Blue, but his aura was black and purple. Goku frowned. He got serious. "I made mistakes," Goku said, "but I fixed them. I fight to protect people." Mirror Goku laughed. "You fight because you love violence," the mirror said. "Admit it. You put the universe in danger just to have a good fight." Goku grit his teeth. He knew it was partially true. He did love fighting. Maybe Goku said, "But I will not let you beat me." Goku transformed too. Blue aura exploded around him. The two Gokus clashed in the narrow hallway. Boom. Fists collided. The walls of the maze cracked. Meanwhile, in another part of the maze, Ichigo Kurosaki was running. He had his sword out. "This place is creepy," Ichigo said. "I feel spiritual pressure everywhere, but I cannot tell where it is coming from." He turned a corner and saw a mirror. "Oh no," Ichigo said. "Not another trap." A figure stepped out of the mirror. It was not Ichigo. It was a man with long brown hair and glasses. He wore a white captain's robe. It was Aizen, or at least a memory of Aizen. "Hello, Ichigo," the Aizen figure said. "Did you think you could defeat me without using your hollow mask?" Ichigo stopped. His eyes widened. Aizen Ichigo said, "You are not real. You are in prison." "Real is a matter of perspective," Aizen said. Aizen raised his hand. "Hado number 90, black coffin." Aizen said. A box of black energy formed around Ichigo. Gravity crushed him again. "I hate this place," Ichigo yelled. He swung his sword to break the box. Every warrior was facing their own nightmare. Ainz' old gown was facing a mirror that showed him as a normal human businessman from his old life. "You are just a gamer," the reflection said. "You are not a king. You are a lonely man playing a game." Ainz screamed. "Shut up," Ainz yelled. "I am the Overlord." He blasted the mirror with the fire magic. Saitama found a mirror too. He looked at it. A reflection stepped out. It was Saitama with hair, a full head of black hair. "Hair reflection," Saitama said. "I have hair." The reflection looked at him. "I am you before you became strong," the reflection said. "I am weak, but I am happy. You are strong, but you are empty." Saitama looked at the hair with jealousy. "Give me that wig," Saitama said. Saitama tried to grab the hair. The reflection punched him. Saitama punched back. Back in the center of the maze, there was a large open room. Gojo was standing there. He had walked through the walls. He simply erased the walls with his technique purple, so he did not have to solve the maze. "This is a cheap trick," Gojo said, looking around. "Psychological attacks. Very classic." Suddenly, the ground in the center of the room broke open. A hand crawled out, but it was not a shadow. It was not a monster. It was Jin Woo. He climbed out of the floor. He looked different. His clothes were ripped. His eyes were glowing brighter than before, and he was holding something in his hand. It was a shard of the white core. He had managed to chip off a tiny piece before the shadows took him. Jin Woo stood up. He looked at Gojo. "I found it," Jin Woo said, panting. "I found the way to break the rules." Gojo whistled. "You look terrible," Gojo said, "but you look stronger. What is that shiny rock?" Jin Woo squeezed the shard. "This is a piece of the system," Jin Woo said. "If I eat this, I think I can override the judge's command." "Don't do it," a voice said. Goku crashed through the wall. He threw the mirror Goku onto the floor. The mirror Goku shattered into glass shards. Goku was bleeding from his lip, but he had won. "Eating weird glowing rocks is a bad idea," Goku said. "Trust me, I ate a tree once and it gave me a stomachache." Jin Woo looked at the shard. He looked at the sky. "We have no choice," Jin Woo said. "The judge is playing with us. If we want to win, we have to cheat." Jin Woo opened his mouth and swallowed the white crystal shard. "No!" the judge screamed. A massive bolt of red lightning struck Jin Woo. But this time Jin Woo did not fall. The lightning hit him and was absorbed. Jin Woo screamed in pain. Purple and white energy swirled around him. His shadow expanded. It covered the entire floor of the maze room. "Rise," Jin Woo roared. The shadows bubbled, and this time they did not fade. Hundreds of soldiers rose up, but they were not knights. They were copies of the fighters. A shadow Naruto, a shadow Luffy, a shadow Hydra. Jin Woo opened his eyes. They were pure white now. "I'm the system now," Jin Woo said. The maze walls began to crumble. The illusion was breaking. Jin Woo had hacked the arena. Gojo smiled. He pulled down his blindfold completely. "Now this is getting interesting," Gojo said. The balance of the game had shifted. The players were starting to break the board. But the judge was not going to let this happen without a punishment. A siren began to wail. A red light bathed the entire dimension. "Critical error," the judge announced. "System compromised. Initiating Protocol Omega." The sky cracked open like an egg. Something massive was coming through. Something bigger than the Hydra. Something bigger than the arena. It was a hand the size of a planet. It was reaching down to crush them all. "Looks like the boss is coming down to fight us himself," Goku said. He tightened his belt. Saitama walked out of the rubble, holding a tuft of black hair. He looked up at the giant hand. "That is a big hand," Saitama said. "High five?" The episode ended, As the giant hand descended towards the tiny warriors, the judge has decided to intervene personally. Can the warriors survive a direct attack from the creator of the tournament? And what has Jin Woo become? Find out in the next episode.